Yo, it's your boy Pabs, and I'm back again with another video. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to get those nice, smooth, melodic rap vocals. And the thing with mixing is that there is nothing really concrete, but I have a few rules that the big boys, the top of the top, just follow. You know what I'm saying? And as we go in the video, I'm going to review those to you and explain to you why we do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it. And here are the dry vocals with none of the effects. So let's look at what's happening right now.
Drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can't seem to get it right. It's never personal with me.
So as you can see here, we're chilling around like minus 18 or whatever, and then all of a sudden the vocals just make a massive jump.
Drowning in the dark, but I'm
It's like minus 12, so that massive jump is just a bit too much. So what I'll start off with is compression, and what we're gonna do with this one is that we're gonna compress about 5 dB max. As a matter of fact, I just want to chill around like 3 dB.
Drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can't seem to get it right. It's never personal with me.
See? So this is with. So this is without.
Drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light.
This is with.
Drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep.
So there is a that volume gap is being minimized, but that's our first compressor, and we don't want to do too much of it. So next thing is autotune. You know, we don't really whatever with that one. Next thing I do is EQ, and I'm gonna keep this MV meter for later. But what I would do is with this EQ, I'm gonna go through all the mud and all the frequencies that I don't like.
Drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the
see stuff like this.
I can't seem to get it right. It's never personal with me.
There's a lot of rumbling here.
Drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light.
And I cut around like 90 with like male vocals. So some people cut around 80, but I just cut around 90. I just don't like any of that low end kind of coming in. Next is DeEsser. And this is the thing about DeEssing is that with people, I feel like they try to guess where the frequencies are coming from, whatever. But just look at your EQ.
Drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my
Jeep. These S's around here, you know, the S's that are kind of really annoying. So I use Soothe.
For the light. Conversations with my
See right there. You see like a few plugins and already got some sort of like sauce going on.
It's always you against the world, it's a life sentence. I know she's speaking to my nigga searching for repentance.
You see, you've already got something going on like with just a few plugins. Those S's are still very much present, so I'm just gonna duck them a little bit more. But the thing is about mixing is that you want to use multiple of something rather than doing everything in like one sitting. In terms of my cutting, I do cut at the beginning, but as you mix more, things may come out. I'll cut again using a different plugin. Do you know what I'm saying? Or the same plugin, but a different instance of it. Same with de-essing. I'm not gonna de-ess the whole shebang with like one de-ess. I'm gonna do it in increments at different stages of my mixing. In terms of like the rules I was talking about, this is one of them. You wanna do everything in increments. That's why when I EQ, I'm not doing like crazy like 4 dB. I'm doing 2 dB, you know what I'm saying? So right here, I'm kind of boosting around 8K. I'm boosting around like 2. And the thing is that when you're mixing, you need to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I doing this just for the sake of doing it? Because some people may be like,
and that's a different lesson.
So some people, that's cool, do you know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm like, there's still kind of like this thing that I'm hearing around here, around 2K that I don't like. But at the same time, around like 200 hertz, I feel like the body has been taken out, so I added back in like a decibel of that. Again, I cut a bit of that low. You know, I do like a whole high pass filter. Boom. Make sure that every single step of the way, you're kind of asking yourself, why am I doing something? Otherwise, you end up with a bunch of plugins in your vocal sessions that are not doing anything but really like setting your vocal mix back. So
and that's a different lesson. It's always you against the world, it's a life sentence.
So right there, I've got my vocals a bit brighter, a bit more, you know, cutting through the mix, you know what I'm saying? And now I'll do my first proper compression. And I don't want to do too much. Listen to this. So if you look at the current right here, this is without the compressor. And this is the compressor. Just that first note is enough for me to just tell, okay, cool. So we're kind of in the same range. Because right now, the compressor, we're not using it to get more volume. We're focusing on leveling the vocal, making it stand still. Just be like, okay, boom, went in one place. You know what I'm saying? Next thing is I'm going to use another compressor and I'm going to compress even more. But this compressor, I'm focusing on bringing the vocals a bit more forward. And I can't lie to you, the R-Vox compressor is one of the best things for that. It's just so full, and I can just hear the vocals come forward as you use it. So this is without it.
And that's a different lesson. It's always you against the world, it's a life sentence. I know she's speaking to my nigga, searching for repentance. I'm on the road to getting plaques like old. And that's a different lesson. It's always you
And it's the things that you may be thinking it's a volume matter, but the way I'm compressing this right now is I am compressing and taking the gain down at the same time, so I'm not really getting any extra volume. But you can feel that vocal come forward, you know what I'm saying? Let's play one more time.
old. And that's a different lesson. It's always you against the world, it's a life sentence. I know she's speaking to my nigga, searching for repentance. I'm on a...
You hear that, really, you feel that vocal come forward, right? So this is what I typically do for like this is like my main vocal bus. So this is what I call my vocal extended bus, and this is where I kind of like add some color, you know, add just color and everything. So first things first,
And that's a different lesson.
I feel like I need more body, so I'm going to use, is it Sheps? Sheps, I think that's what it's called. And I'm just gonna add about a couple of dB here at the lows. I mean, when you open it, it has preamp on. Turn that off, man. So I'm gonna add like 2 to 3 dB right here, and it makes all the difference. Hear that?
Old. And that's a different lesson. It's always you against the world, it's a life sentence. I know she's speaking to my nigga, searching for repentance. I'm on a...
Oh my God. Can we do a tutorial, man?
old.
Hear that?
And that's a different lesson. It's always you against the world, it's a life sentence.
You hear that? That body was very, very much needed. But this is the thing is that if you don't have this VST, you can literally just go into like something like Fruity EQ. Just go to the similar frequency right here, around 100, I think. Yeah, around 100, and just add that.
Old. And that's a different lesson. It's always you against the world, it's a life sentence. I know she's speaking to my niggas.
But of course, when you use a lot of these plugins, these, like this, it adds a bit, it adds that color with the saturation and everything. So this is why I go for this one particularly. And next, we want to give it some of that brightness. I'm going to use MAG, M-A-A-G, MAG. This is a super, super dope VST. And honestly, all I'm going to do is add... Oh, relax, bro, relax. I'm just going to add about 4 on 1,000 kilohertz, right? I'm going to add like 4. So this is without it.
Old. And that's a different lesson. It's always you against the world, it's a life sentence. I know she's speaking to my nigga, searching for repentance. I'm on the road to getting plaques like...
You see, it makes it cut through the mix a lot more, and you can actually hear the enunciation a lot better now. It's all like what he's saying, because that's very, very important with like melodical songs, is that the listener needs to be able to understand what is being said, you feel me? So
we interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
You are my favorite to call, but now I only hear the dial tone. I wish you missed me, but you the sunsets on our love. Tell me you'll still be alright.
these kits are big. These kits aren't 10, $15. These kits are like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 loops in one kit, and they're only $15. Only 15. And if you want more of a discount, I'll give you this discount code to take another 25% off. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, guys, for your love. Thank you so much for everything that you lot are just doing, subscribing, and everything. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. So next is kind of a cleanup. We've added some stuff, but we kind of need to clean it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do C6, which is a multi-band compressor. But the things that I really care about are these three things here. Is I sweep across the frequency spectrum like this. Well, it's really easy to just mono it like this. And listen out.
It's a life sentence. I know she's speaking to my nigga, searching for repentance. I'm on the road to getting plaques like dentist. I let my feelings breathe. Somebody save me from myself, cause I've been feeling too
Until I find something that I was like, okay, cool, that just stands in the way, and then boom.
cold. And that's a different lesson. It's always you against so.
So another frequency that we are hearing, which is pretty dirty, is this one. That whistle-like frequency has been bothering me for the longest time, but we got it now. I was gonna take it down and I'm gonna notch it down, like, so when the volume goes over that, that's when the whistle starts to come out, and then it's a specific frequency down. So
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my.
and another thing is that this bottom end as well is sometimes, you know, it still comes out. So I'll put another compressor here. I'll put a, you know, multi-brand compressor here, I guess, and you see there is information down here. So
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend.
I need that to go down. So let me just show you what this does. It actually cleans up the mix a lot. So this is before.
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can see.
You can hear that whistling sound, right? And you can kind of hear that bottom end is a little bit muddy and kind of coming in. But with the C6,
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can see.
but now with the C6 on,
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can seem to get it right.
that whistle sound is just gone. Like, it's just gone. You know what I'm saying? And lastly, I'm going to just compress this whole thing. I've added color, but because I've added color, frequencies are going to start to peak and everything again. So I want to compress this one more time. I'm going to use my CLA2A. This compressor is pretty slow. So with this one, this is our last compressor. I don't want to compress a lot at all. I'm literally doing like a dB, 2. That's it, max. If even 2 is just, you know what I'm saying? But like 1 dB, 2 dBs. You know what I'm saying?
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend.
Just to glue everything back together again. Just glue all those little add-ons that I've done, you know. And then last but not least is, this is a limiter really. And I like to use this as my kind of like volume all over again. Kind of like controlling the whole thing now. It can add color, it can add distortion if you're not careful.
To get in plaques like dentist. I let my feelings breathe. Somebody save me from myself, cause I've been feeling teeth. I put my hand out to the light, though I can barely see. And I can't even take my time, you ain't up to speed.
Cool, I'm happy with that.
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can seem to get it right. It's never personal with me, depends on you, that's what I'm like. I can't save you from yourself, I know you're burning in the night. Who's gonna save me? Best take your time with all these before you get so.
So okay, cool. My vocal is sitting in a place that I really like. It's in front of you. It's not too loud. You know what I'm saying? I'll just start with my reverb, really. I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to use Valhalla. And it's literally Cross-Stick Room is just a preset. It's in ambience. It should be here. Cross-Stick Room.
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can seem to get it right. It's never personal with me, depends on you, that's what I'm like. I can't save you from yourself, I know you're burning in the night. Who's gonna save me?
And there's the thing is that when you do that, I feel like, from what I hear is that when you do that, is that you actually give, it's kind of like you're protecting your vocal from all the other sounds and keeping your vocal in the middle. Next thing I'm going to do is actually my actual reverb. And with this reverb, I'm going to do a few things real quick with this reverb. I am going to use a plate. The vocals sound a little bit, I'm going to say harsh, but like they sound like they're cutting through a lot. Let me show you the difference between using different modes. So I started off with a plate actually when I was mixing, and it sounds like this.
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can seem to get it right. It's never
It's calm, but that reverb, you can tell it's quite harsh, right? But when you switch to the plate, it becomes so warm. Now listen to this.
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can seem to get.
Now listen to it in context.
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can seem to get it right. It's never personal with me, depends on you, that's what I'm like. I can't save you from yourself, I know you're burning in the night. Who's gonna save me?
You feel that it's a lot warmer than using a whole reverb. That's just a preference kind of thing. And on this, I put a DeEsser on it.
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations.
Because a lot of S's were coming from that reverb. And this thing, oh, Mwah. Waves Factory, thank you for blessing us with this VST. It's pretty much like a side chain, like a multi-brand side chain kind of thing. Oh, it doesn't have multi-bands, but it's pretty much a side chaining thing. And what we want to do is when the vocals are doing what they're doing, we want the reverb to duck down, and then in the spaces where there's no vocals coming in, the reverb comes back up.
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend.
So this is the reverb right here ducking as the vocals are working right there. So without it, it sounds like this.
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep.
Muddy. But with it,
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can't seem to get it right.
that's reverb. Pretty nice, simple, you know what I'm saying? And then the next thing is delay. And with delay, I just use a quarter delay. I don't want to do too much feedback. But with something like this, maybe I'd want a bit more feedback. I kind of cut the low end. We don't want none of that kind of mud kind of thing. And again, I use track spacer to do this exact same thing that I do with my reverb. A lot of times, the echo from these delays will get in the way of the main vocal, which we don't want. So yeah.
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can't seem to get it right. It's never personal with me, depends on you, that's what I'm like. I can't save you from yourself, I know you burning in the night. Who's gonna save me?
But as a matter of fact, you know what we can do with this reverb, right? Is we could EQ the hand a little bit more, maybe like it. Maybe.
I've been drowning in the dark, but I'm a fiend for the light. Conversations with my Jeep, I can't seem to get it right. It's never personal with me, depends on you, that's what I'm like. Best take your time with all these before you get sold. I'll change the climate on my end before it gets cold. I kept my
So that's pretty much what we can do. And there's one more trick that I got for you guys. Is the secret sauce for wider vocals, and I learned this from Jesse Ray. Dude's like done vocals for like Doja Cat and all of that. Like he's a big boy. So right now we have our vocals kind of just sitting in the middle, right?
to get it right.
What I'll do is I'll route it to another channel right here. I'll route this track, and I'm going to open up one that I already have. It's called vocal width, and basically all we're gonna do is we're gonna do yeah, I mean he uses he uses similar VSTs, but it's just about width, right? I'm going to use Fruity Stereo Enhancer. It has this preset of 4 strings. I'm going to use Micro Shift as well to like detune it, but you know, give it width and everything. And then I'm going to use the shuffler, S1 shuffler, to give it even more width. And then I'm going to do, this is going to be my parallel send. Parallel just means, I have no idea what that means. Now hear the difference. This is without it.
Best take your time with all these before you get sold. I'll change the climate on my end before it gets cold.
It's not too bad, but this is with it.
Best take your time with all these before you get sold. I'll change the climate on my end before it gets cold. I kept my distance, you keep coming with the same old.
But yeah, to recap, do everything in increments, little by little. Don't do heavy cuts like first EQ, you're doing 10, 20 cuts, you know, doing massive boosts. Do everything in increments. It's like a dance, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is with mixing, if you do something like this will go down. So you have to find a way to kind of like balance this dance, you know what I'm saying? Another point is do things, think about what you're doing. Don't just add VSTs just because you've seen someone else do it. If you need to do 5 reverbs because you need 5 reverbs, because you're trying to create a certain kind of space, do 5 reverbs. But don't just do it because you saw somebody else on YouTube do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't add all these things because you've seen someone else do it, right? Cool. Like this width here. Did I need to put that? To some of you, be like, nah, it actually makes it worse. But to me, I'm like, okay, cool, that's what I wanted. You feel me? It's all about what you want, you know what I'm saying? Or what the artist wants, even better way of thinking about it. Final thing is, there is no Bible to this, really. Some people will look at me crazy for starting with a compressor. But that's just how I do it. You know what I'm saying? I used it to replace something else that is, you know, gain staging. But if, you know, that's because it works for me. You know what I'm saying? It works for my vocal mix. So yeah, there's no Bible to this. Experiment, but follow these little guides. These little guides, and you get a very good vocal mix. And you know what? To some people, they may remove a ton of these stuff, and that's okay. That's okay. Do you, and you know, it's all about the ear at the end of the day. It's about how it sounds, not how your project looks. But guys, been your boy Pablo. please like, subscribe, and all of that jazz. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you guys want to hear next, just shout me and I'll do it. Bow. Bow, bow.